Okay. So now I'm streaming this. Fucking hell. Fucking hell. Alright. Well, since Helldivers is just not cooperating, I'm just gonna have to fucking deal with it. Anyway, so let's riff on what the people in the 1960s thought life was gonna be like in the 21st century. You know, today. So here we have some young lady typing on what appears to be who is the Jetsons? Who was the maid for the Jetsons? Who was she? She was Rosie? Wasn't it Rosie?
This co-ed is studying economics. Her teacher for this lecture is a computer.
No, the thing that she's practicing on is a computer. That thing is not teaching her. That thing can probably barely multiply.
The computer has become
I'm gonna stab this fucking circle.
a dominant force in education. In the hands of a skilled teacher, it can present with pictorial clarity the most difficult concepts, or replace the teacher as a source of
clarity.
fact. The demand for education...
Whoa. Was that a monitor? My God. That was a monitor. That is an advanced piece of equipment right there, that monitor.
The demand for education is creating new colleges at the rate of one a week.
Jesus Christ. I guess they're talking about community colleges. I could see that. Yeah, I could see that.
Can we find the faculties to staff them when the class of '01 enters college? The
class of '01 was busy filming, like, their own rip-off Blair Witch projects and learning about Windows XP.
Of the Center for the Study of Democratic Institutions.
In my opinion,
carefully
combing the world,
you might
find enough qualified teachers to staff one very small university. And in 10 years, you won't be able to find that.
You should probably pay them more than
students. These elements are certain. But what of the quality of education?
How many women will be in these colleges? I don't know. I'm Walter Cronkite. I'm dead.
21st century.
All right, that's not it. That's just mean. I think we determined last time that this was like 2001. It sounds like a computer farting. That's what it sounds like. Office of Image Archaeology. Well, you put your fucking stamp on it, so you've already affected the artifact. See, off. Privacy unlisted. Wait, is this thing not listed? Hang on. Fucking... God, just technical errors all up and down. No, it's not made for kids, but it's visibility. No, public. Fuck! No wonder I've been like, what the fuck? No wonder I've been, like, talking to my fucking self. The stream's not been fucking public. Shit. Okay, well, there we go. Jeez. Alright, get back to it.
Students. To teach, rather than simply spew facts at such enormous numbers, will require wholly new educational theories and technology.
Nah, well, we ended up just making people spew facts. That was standardized testing. That was the whole deal.
One approach is that of a multimedia building.
Multimedia.
At Penn State.
A multimedia building. You know, here, students will be able to make claymations and, let's see. What does this say? Man, I would have promoted... Jesus Christ. Everybody needs to get in contact with me.
At the core of the building is this electronic library and control center.
So these wooden racks, these metal and wooden racks with like different projectors on them.
Either live or taped, are piped on call into all 4 of the wedge-shaped lecture halls that wheel about the hub of the building.
I guarantee you, this fucking thing. I guarantee you, this building was such a fucking pain in the ass to upgrade in the 80s and in the 90s and in the 2000s. They looked at that wedge shape and they were like, fuck me. I gotta upgrade this shit. I guarantee you this space in the middle, because no one's going to be using the space in the middle. The space in the middle is either storage now, or it's got a dead person, like an actual human skeleton in it.
Lectures are delivered to small classes on a number of different campuses. Each lecture hall holds as many as 400 students. Some lectures are delivered by pre-recorded tapes. Others have a live instructor who can call forth films, tapes, or slides to illustrate his lectures.
And it takes these gnomes in the back fucking working.
And 20 courses, everything from accounting to zoology.
What? You get... Jesus.
Thus, a lecture on child psychology takes on an added dimension when the relationship between mother and child can be seen, rather than simply stated by an instructor.
Here, we put a fucking hidden camera inside this person's house. Now, this is the live feed from their bathroom.
How like water? How like it? There's still water?
I have to hope that when this thing was actually, like, real, that the picture quality was slightly better than this. It looks like they're bathed in the blood of their enemies.
Did Sarah spill the water? Hey, kiddo.
Psychology.
Now, you note in these shots, not only is the child contracting what the mother says.
Wait, what? Poo? Oppo? Oop. What? Wait, what's written on the board here?
In these shots, not
punted, passed, kicked, go, gone, come, came. What the hell is this?
contracting what the mother says.
I guess it's teaching kids like contractions, I guess.
Says, so that you get the...
Half of the class of '01 may be on branch campuses located miles from the university.
That's actually true. That actually did happen.
Additional students will be taught without packing them into already crowded classrooms.
The classrooms were crowded, but that's because half of them didn't work.
Today, 20 branches are tied to Penn State. The university's finest professors can thus reach thousands of students rather than the few.
Look at his very small willy.
Go on in this form and form a fabric that is open.
I'd like to talk a little bit about stream patterns.
Okay, so this was like live streaming a lecture. Yeah, this was like live television lectures. This happened to me. I'm trying to remember. I did have one class like this, but it would have been probably on the tail end of this stuff being used, because when I was in college, it was right around the time that live streaming and internet video was becoming like really mainstream.
Dr. Newell has been doing some work with computers.
Computers?
Trying to
good gracious, computers.
To simulate human problem solving.
A.L. Tuna Campus?
A coconut can be rather mean. And so it's a good idea in a hurricane to stay out of the region where there are liable to be coconuts picked up by the wind.
Or by unmaiden swallows.
And after all, there are some good effects because of the...
Wait, Ted Cruz? He's fucking bloated.
Penn State's closed circuit allows the students to talk back, to dispute theories, to ask questions of a live...
The students never fucking bother, though, I guarantee you. They were probably like, I just want to do this, and then go to the weird 60s club where I listen to dumb 60s music and take LSD.
Teacher miles away.
Looks like we got hurricanes pretty well covered there now. I don't know whether we cleared everything up or not. If we didn't, why, let's see if there are any questions.
We covered the entire topic of hurricanes. Literally everything you could possibly know. Everything you could possibly want to know about hurricanes. Wow, I'm peaking like a... Wow, I am just peaking the audio. Everything you'd want to know about hurricanes. Just 100%.
What's the average area of a eye?
You gotta pick up a fucking phone? Ugh. Ew. Fucking gross. Put a mic there.
Well, the area, of course, the eye varies quite a bit. Actually, the eye gets better developed as the storm moves out of the tropics. In general, the eye, I would say, 10 or 15 mile diameter. Of course, to get the area there, half of 15 is 7.5, and pi r squared, so 7.5.
This guy is gonna have a brain tumor next to this radiation beam.
Times pi would be about 160 or 170 square miles covered by this hurricane.
Now it's the 60s, so we still think the hurricane was made by witches.
The purpose of this exercise...
Not only lectures, but laboratory demonstrations also can be presented. The static...
Oh, this is fucking apocalyptic. I don't like this at all. Like, and especially like these poor kids here. Unless there's a television in the back of the room too. Like, can you imagine the fucking neck pain of sitting there and having to turn your whole, like, all the way around, or having to, like, because there's a fucking alcove here and they put the television right. Why not put the television here? Like, at the... Oh, you can't see my cursor. But there's an alcove... Oh, you can't see it. Aw. I gotta move it down. There we go. Okay, so look. This is the situation they're working with, okay? This. And let me move this. Right here. The television is right at the top of the room. And you've got, like, that guy in the corner. The white guy next to the door. He can't fucking see it. The person next to him, she can't see it. The person next to her, he's going to have to turn all the way around. Just put it against the blackboard. You know, just put it against the blackboard. As someone who still has vague recollections of grade school, yes. Yes, of course.
A picture of an experiment in a lab manual is replaced by a vivid demonstration that every student can see in detail.
No, I'm sorry. With this video resolution, I'd rather do the picture. And look, I'm right. I'm fucking right. There's an alcove right there. How is this guy supposed to see it?
On a nearby television screen.
Oh, that sucks. That sucks.
When the pituitary gland is exposed, it can
What
be
is
identified by its peculiar pink
Oh, it's a
color.
frog.
How effective is the teacher in an electronic confrontation with the student? Studies show
My frog's still alive.
that students
I'll
get
cut it
the
anyway.
receive as much as those given face-to-face instruction. Not only campuses, but many university systems will be hooked into central computer systems.
Like this thing that's running Dr. Zim or Zindu. Who is the guy who was backed up on the supercomputer in Captain America? Hello, Lord Weasel of Americana.
At MIT has serviced 54 schools in 6 states. Thus, even the smallest
Do I
schools
recognize
enjoy
any
the
of these?
computer revolution.
I recognize
Some feel
Bates.
the computer may destroy the
Boston
educational
University,
process.
and recognize
A
that.
man once said,
Brown,
"This invention
Clark,
of yours will
Colby, I
produce
know those.
forgetfulness in the
Dartmouth.
minds of those who learn it."
Yeah, I recognize
Neglect
these
their
names.
memory. The fearful speaker
University
was
of
Socrates.
Maine.
The object
Yeah.
of his fears, writing. Will our fears about the computer be equally...
So are they organizing this shit by what this color is? Dude, that's fucking dumb. That's fucking dumb. That's dumb as shit. Why? Just have the word.
causing them to neglect their memory. The fearful speaker was Socrates. The object of his fears, writing. Will our fears about the computer be equally misplaced?
But one of the roles that a computer might play and that we're investigating in a very serious
Look at the forehead on this guy. He looks like an Andorian without the fucking antenna. He looks like something that should be abducting people. I think this guy might have actually been an alien.
Is the possibility that dialogues of a very rich nature can be developed and
Dialogues.
in the library of a computer. You call it memory, but let me call it the library of the computer. If such a thing is possible, and the experiments we're doing lead us to think it is possible,
if such a thing is possible.
Sit down with a console that could have audio tapes that could ask him questions, and in examining the answers which he gives to these questions can say, look, but you missed a point here. You really should go and read Veblen. Or you
so you sit down with fuckloads of audio tapes, and then you write things on it. Oh, this is so goddamn complicated. Like this, I get that these were baby steps to what we eventually got, but this is so fucking complicated what he's saying. You have to go somewhere, listen to the tapes, then write down the questions, then transcribe the questions onto a tape, and the professor gets the tape and he listens to it, or he puts it in the computer, and the computer does magic, and that's supposed to make things quicker.
could read something else. And in that way, he would have an interaction with not just a mechanized computer, but really with a person, a faculty member who's really thought about the idea of questioning and having a dialogue with a student.
I don't want to make fun of how this guy sounds, because he might have had like a thing wrong with his jaw. But he's also dead now, for sure. Definitely. Definitely dead now.
If the students could have a mechanism whereby they could go...
I mean, how old do you think this guy is? How old do you think this guy... I'm going to say at the youngest, he's 35. So this is 1967. So I don't know, let's do the horrible math here. 2024 minus 1967, 57. And let's say 35. So he'd be 92. So he might still be alive. Maybe.
To learn and are capable of learning on their own.
Be a Christmas miracle if he made it to 70. Yeah.
Spent on that 20% or 30%.
20% and 30%. If he is still alive, he's definitely one of the people that can't save a PDF to something. Back then, people looked that old even at 25. Yeah.
Differently from a chemistry lecture or a humanities lecture.
Chemistry lecture, humanities lecture.
In action gives them a picture of what it's like to be a philosopher.
You can get that in a book.
And it's stimulating.
One of our most durable traditions is the four-year college. CBS News correspondent Daniel Shore spoke of this with the U.S. Commissioner of Education.
We assume that to have a bachelor's degree, it takes 4 years. Probably the element of higher education that keeps this assumption going more than any other is that it takes 4 years to develop.
Yeah, leaded gasoline did a number on life expectancy.
A good football or basketball team. But in actuality...
Okay, does anyone else have this problem? Like, the thought of basketball and baseball makes me want, like the thought triggers in my head the desire to eat peanuts. Does anybody else have that or am I just fucking stupid? But it just, I don't know. I like, whenever I think of the two sports, I just like, I want to eat like trail mix or something. I think it's probably that dumb song that did it. Map of the World makes these people look intelligent. What is that from? That looks like...
We ought to be much more flexible. Colleges and universities ought to have some students who may take 5, 6, 8 years to achieve a baccalaureate degree.
I don't... 8 years... 8 years is a while for a bachelor's. 8 years is a while for a bachelor's. I could see 5 years if you're not doing 12 hours, but 8 years? I don't know, man. That better be a good bachelor's degree. That better be a degree of something really like high demand.
Others 2.5 or 3. We don't fit the education to the student very much now. We fit the student to the education.
Ain't that the fucking truth? Yeah, no, that's still a problem. All right, maybe this guy isn't a meathead.
I suspect that by the year 2000, we'll begin to do some of the former.
Nah, no, by the year 2000, we had No Child Left Behind. No, wait, that was, when was that? Was that 2002? I think that might have been 2002.
With the explosion of university population, will we need larger schools, more schools? What will happen and how will you absorb all these students?
I think the emphasis will be on larger schools. There will be
larger schools.
But my guess is there are not many more universities. The largest growing enterprise in higher education right now is the community college, and will probably continue to be for the next few
years. Yeah, he's right about that. He's actually right about that.
2 years. There were 50 new ones this year. There'll be 50 new ones next year. One a week. Community colleges are growing out in the United States.
Nah, that wasn't sustainable. That didn't happen.
Okay.
This is Oakland Community College in suburban Detroit. Authorized in 1964.
Detroit, a city that will always remain wealthy and relevant and heavily worked, and the auto industry will always be there, and that'll be the manufacturing hub of the United States for 1,000 years. Detroit. The city that catches so much shit.
It was teaching 4,000 students the following year.
Drawing a comparison between that essay.
The 2-year...
Okay, help me out. Wait a minute. Is that a black guy? Do we have our first black guy sighting in the 21st century with Walter Cronkite? I think we do.
Authorized in 1964, it was teaching 4,000 students the following year.
Drawing a comparison between that essay.
The 2-year college serves a different need than the 4-year school.
And I think we have pointed out to you in the past that there are a number of tapes within the checkout center that are...
Most of its students will not go on in higher education. Rather, they will enter the labor force as highly skilled technicians to meet the needs of an...
Not just a black person, but a black woman, too. Oh, wow. Damn, for 1967? That's actually pretty good. That's pretty good. Oh, shit.
Increasingly complex society. Oakland gives courses in...
Okay, look. In comparison to the last time I did this, when we had... Like, it was all about, like, what will the future... How will people live in the future? Oh, we'll live in houses made of onions. And there were no people of color anywhere. Now it's like, yeah, here's education. Yes, it is progress. It is.
Technology, law enforcement, nursing, radio and television repair.
It absolutely is. Oh my God, I'm peaking still. I'm still peaking on the audio.
Oakland's approach to education also is influenced by technology.
Oh, well, this is Oakland,
too. Students are drawing an entire day's classwork from the library. The tapes, films, and slides make
really a whole
program for each course.
So you get like that. That's got the film.
Demonstrations and questions that demand student response. The system enables students to
Those look like military rations.
Places the burden of educational progress on their own.
Was segregation still a thing back then in America? Yes, it was. It was starting to die. It was well on its way of dying. Out in California, you know, the West areas like that, it was very nearly dead. But in the South, it remained. In the South, it remained unofficially well into the 90s. Still some places today. These look like fucking rations. 300 slide film. What does that say? American capitalism. American? Okay, that's American right there. That word right there is American. And I might switch up my settings so you can actually see my cursor because I keep moving it around. Oh, I can't. Where is it? 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 Stop. All this, tonight's just been like technical bullshit. Every fucking night's been technical bullshit. I just want to show my cursor. But that says American. I want to say Capital. That's American. So American capitalism, and that looks like a P. What is that? P. Maybe that's like that. Sort of looks like it says principle. So American capitalism, a principle, a something system, principles, or a principle that maybe that says economic, but that's I think that's a T. Oh fuck, Nelson, American capitalism, a flexible and dynamic system. Oh. Well, aren't you special? Of course you can read it.
Each student has his own study carrel or learning laboratory.
Bro, that's not even words. This is a bunch of scribble.
The theory is that facts can be transmitted by machine just as well as by a live teacher.
I mean, you could read it, I'm sure.
Is less concerned with improving the efficiency of the work people do than with how they get along.
The resolution turns...
In this recording, we shall examine the background which has led the United States into this dilemma.
How... Wait a minute. So, the film's stored up there. That's gotta be, like... That's gotta be... Those have to be slides. That has to be slides. That can't be, like, a live roll of film. It'd be a 40-second clip.
Examine the background which has led the United States into this dilemma and review the alternatives which U.S. policy can follow.
Oh my god, I had one of these. I actually had one of those projectors. A long time ago. Of course, this is practically fucking useless as far as a video goes, but I don't know, maybe he has a magnifying glass?
Questions the machine cannot answer are fielded by a live instructor.
Excuse me, Mr. Holmes.
The machine says that it wants to learn how to love.
Could you explain the Burgess theory, please, to me?
Well, it was a theory of the way cities grew.
Who's the... Is he the teacher? What? I think they got the actors reversed here. That teacher looks like he's 14.
In one sense, the teacher is an extension of the machine. In another, he is that educational ideal, a personal tutor available to every student at every moment of the school day.
Glorious 10p!
In these discussion groups, called small assembly sessions, the machine again gives way to human discourse.
We never did this. By the time I got my bachelor's, I think this was well and truly dead, and everyone just kind of waved guns at each other. I'm pretty sure we did have an arena of some kind, because I remember having to like stab someone in the eye to get a grade in something. I don't know. It was a blur. They drugged us. Anyway.
Which is still the most valuable part of the educational process.
How do they not hear all the other groups there? That's got to be fucking torture.
The question is, how much conformity can you...
What are you doing with Pigpen? Put Pigpen down! He needs to go with the rest of the peanuts to find the great pumpkin.
have in a society, and how much diversity?
I'm sorry, it's just like it just looks like he's talking to the doll. It's like it's his buddy. You know, he's got he doesn't feel comfortable without holding it. It's like his one thing that he can't. When he leaves the house, he's gotta like, wait, where's my buddy? And he has to have it. And during lectures, he's walking around holding it like, this is my buddy. Ignore him. He's here to quell the voices. So what is he saying? Like, what is he actually saying here?
The question is, how much conformity
can you have in a society, and how much diversity?
How much conformity and how much diversity? I guess I'm missing the context there. Because those two things could mean could be standing for radically different concepts.
Are you going to make...
He's got a pipe and a little... He's got a pipe and a little doll. There's got to be more context to it. This can't be like a thing he just carries.
Pigpen take a bath, or is this important?
Whoa, wait, did I get it right? Wait a minute, I got it right?
Are you going to make Pigpen take a bath? Or...
I was right. I just guessed that. I didn't know. I'm peeking on my audio again, but I just guessed that. I didn't think that was actually Pigpen. That's actually the... Okay, well, I'm right. I'm great at identifying cartoons. I'm glad my education really... My education really paid for itself.
Is this important?
Here, machine-delivered facts are examined with a knowledgeable instructor who encourages interpretation and applications needed in a world beyond the ivied halls.
Hey, look, it's, this guy looks like someone I know who's really big into, like, cold plunges. He actually, it's sort of like a carbon copy. And I read somewhere a long time ago that, like, human faces... Like, there's not really as much diversity of, like, human facial features as we think. And something like, there's only, like, 30 actual face archetypes, and then the rest is just slight variation. So it's like, yeah, this guy could just be a slight variation. Because he looks like that cold plunge guy, and that cold plunge guy kind of looks like Eddie Deason. Eddie Deason? Yeah.
True. So the question then becomes, is it a social good that you make Pigpen take a bath?
Yes? Wait, what is he implying? Is he implying that there's diversity? Is he implying that Pigpen is not like hygienic because of culture? Oh my god. This really is the 60s. Holy shit.
This is one side of the argument, the other side.
Right.
What's the other side?
Perhaps he's not, perhaps the society isn't really interested whether Pigpen takes a bath or not. Maybe it's other achievements.
Fine.
What?
But how much...
Is brilliant.
Ah.
Does it make any difference if you
Sure,
get a bath?
sure it makes a difference. The everyday individual
would be looked down upon
right.
if they didn't take a bath.
Well, I can see that these guys are really going to shape the future for the better. Let's go.
The class of '01 will be big, far too big for the estimated crop of teachers. So acute is the problem that by 1970, the Carnegie Foundation estimates that the nation will need almost 36,000 more teachers than will be available.
Whoa, God! Okay, well, this isn't part of it. Oh, yeah, alright. This is part of the... That's just something the channel added to it. This is such an inefficient use of space. Holy shit. I mean, I guess maybe it makes sense if, like, these things are the computers. Like, you can't do anything about the shape of this computer, then maybe these wedges can work. But wow, you could fit at least 15% more people in this room if you made it squares.
It is apparent that technology will be not only an adjunct to education, but an absolute necessity.
That's true.
A preview of an electronic teacher of the future can be seen at the University of Illinois.
Yes, here at the University of Illinois, people sit in wedges. It honestly looks more like a backrooms level than a cubicle. Oh, wow, this would be a cool backrooms level. This would be a really cool backrooms level. like the monster in this room is I don't know, a line graph.
This is Plato for programmed logic for automatic teaching operation.
I believe I've heard of this.
Plato can supply facts, ask
I believe I heard about this when I was 5.
questions, grade answers, and teach virtually
I mean, that is cool that we have a CRT with graphics.
any subject. Here it provides a biology student with a pictorial description of the female reproductive cycle.
Look at this picture. Look, the little thing has a smiley face. Ah, now it's a heart covered in fat.
The heart of Plato is this computer, which has a memory large enough to serve 5,000 students.
So what, like 200 kilobytes?
The actual lesson is contained in this
It's Vice President Agnew. Yes, it is. He's crawling around the ceiling. You go in there and he's crawling around the ceiling.
taped program. Plato keeps a complete record of student performance, everything from the time a student spends on each page of the electronic book to the answers he gives to its questions.
We call that creepy.
Checking a Plato lecture is Professor Donald L. Bitzer, who heads the program. He points out that the teacher will not be replaced by these devices, for the teacher must program the computer with the information it eventually delivers to the student.
Yeah, no, the teacher won't be replaced. The teachers will just be downsized. And then one teacher will do the job of 10 teachers. And then those 10 teachers will, they can just fuck off and die.
The computer selects pre-programmed slides from a bank and flashes them on individual...
Those are slides. Damn, I got a little bit excited. I thought those were like, graphics. I mean, really basic 1960s graphics, but still. But there's slides. That makes sense.
Television screens. It also talks to the student by writing letters and numbers on the screen. In a physics course, Plato reveals its sophistication by posing questions that can only be answered.
Let's see. What is that? What do something...
answered in a...
Wait. What does that say?
In a physics course, Plato reveals its sophistication by posing questions.
What do you wish? Oh, okay. What do you wish? Yeah, that seems like the kind of thing a computer from that era would ask you. 1. As engishes... and something of the demonstration. Oh, an explanation of the demonstration. 2. A review of Archimedes. I want to say that's Archimedes' principle. A review of Archimedes' principle. 3. The questions. All right. 4. The Plato laboratory. Okay. All right. So it's like a really. It's not a GUI, but it's an interface.
Questions that can only be answered in a laboratory. The question.
The laboratory. What do you wish to do? Fucking, who knows what that is? Alright, I can't read this fucking shit. I can't read this.
Is to determine...
Yeah, maybe I can't get it. I see objects. I make out objects, and I see density table. But that's it.
A crown is made.
Volume of overflow from what in what this object. Yeah. Okay. All right. These are physics questions.
Plato's computer produces the necessary equipment for the experiment. It allows the student to plunge the crown into a vat of water and measure the overflow. Then to place it on a scale and weigh it in air.
Yeah, no, this definitely looks like they're learning. These ideas are all well and fine, but these people forgot that they live in a society that prioritizes profit output over human happiness and prosperity. Yeah.
With these two facts established, the student needs only a table listing the densities of a number of materials in order to select the right answer.
Ah, okay. So in context, like this is like show me a density table. This is volumes. Okay, all right, I get it.
The student needs only a table listing the densities of a number of materials in order to select the right answer.
I hate this, though. I hate this environment where you're sitting there for like an hour and all you hear is kerchunk, kerchunk, kerchunk.
In this manner, a basic physics concept that formerly demanded a fully equipped laboratory and instructors is
Something that you'd benefit by actually performing can now be done on a little computer screen.
Taught by the machine. The lab and the instructors are not
Oh, I wanted to read it. Let me see if I can read it.
fully equipped.
You are given a rectangular bar of metal. From what material is it made? Blurry mess. From is a king's crown. What is a king's crown? Now is, or it is a king of what is it made? Blurry mess. Blurry mess is the blurry mess of what is the density of material? The material? Blurry mess, the something.
Laboratory and instructors.
I mean, to be fair, we were never supposed to watch it with this level of clarity anyway. Like, this was always supposed to be like, this was viewed on a television approximately the size of a human skin cell.
Is taught by the machine. The lab and the instructors are not, however, dispensed with. They are still available to the student, but for more creative work than basic problem solving.
Like measuring how much time can pass before the lab is demolished and turned into some kind of sports thing.
It has been said that
Most educators do not readily accept technological innovation. We spoke with the education editor of the New York Times, Fred M. Heckinger.
I would say that
I don't like education, I don't like kids, and I don't like technology. Send them all to the mines. The children yearn for the mines.
education has used television, for instance, less than almost any other field has, because the teachers are trained to go about their business in the same old way. They recognize books as an education aid, but they don't recognize the new media at all. And
I'm kind of curious about what you were doing between the years 1940 and 1947, sir.
Their training hasn't been adapted to it. If you look at the way teachers are being trained today on any level, you find that after they've completed all the work they were supposed to do, there might be a course or two in what educators call audiovisual aids. Well, this is a little as though you trained a teacher to teach whatever he or she is supposed to teach without ever introducing a book, and then at the end say, now we'll give you a 2-credit course in the use of books.
I kind of get what he's saying, but this just goes back to, like, this is what would eventually lead to, like, the standardized testing boom of the 90s and 2000s and like, the downfall of people actually being able to fucking have like... Okay, look, conspiracy hat on here. I think the focus on standardized testing was a conspiracy to diminish people's not creative thinking, but what's the other, like, diminish people's ability to look at a problem. Fuck it. I'll figure it out. I don't know, man. Fuck it. I don't know. See, it's the education. I went through the educational system and now I'm dumb as hell. So whose fault is that? This guy.
Until we use the technology in the whole teacher training process, we don't get that kind of
adjust the picture again,
application.
because
Our children
I'm a
learn.
professional.
Children absorb it almost automatically because they live in this kind of world, but their teachers don't. Most of the present teaching
Now you guys can
establishment,
see the
most of
whole
intellectuals
picture.
in universities,
Yay!
sort of have a feeling that what they consider gadgetry is really not part of their life. They rather pride themselves in not using them. But the next generation, I think, will.
In 1890, after Darwin's death, a Dutch army surgeon by the name of Dubois.
This fledgling teacher at Stanford University is interning in a program called micro-teaching. A TV camera tapes his performance before a sort of mini-class. Then, with a teaching coach, the intern can evaluate his own performance.
So this would eventually evolve into the great courses like garbage.
The Pithecanthropus erectus.
Yeah, let's
Tell
take
him,
a look
Weasel.
at the tape. See,
Make sweaty chicks
try to
minus.
picture it from the student's point of view as to what they're seeing the lesson is about.
In 1890, after Darwin's death.
Okay, so it's a camera and a fucking cassette, like, okay, it's videotape.
A Dutch army surgeon by the name of Dubois.
Technology provides the would-be teacher with teaching techniques after he has earned his bachelor's degree. Thus, the major effort of his college training was spent in gaining an in-depth knowledge of his chosen subject.
A skull cap of a creature which he termed the Pithecanthropus erectus.
So as you can see here, your delivery is very stupid.
Hey, hold it. You know what bothers me all the way through? I feel like
My lips are really big and fish-like.
when I see myself, I'm just up there talking. I'm giving the lesson. Well, is that it doesn't make me feel like the kids are learning. They're not involved in the process of learning.
That's just a lecture, dude. That's just how lectures are.
How am I able to?
Let's watch. I think it was
Let's
this
see if any of the kids
shift
have their cell phones out.
from you dominating it to their working for you.
Hey, it's the guy that does the cold plunge again. I think that's the same actor.
Working at it, we'll get more mileage out of it. For the next lesson, when
He
you,
looks fucking confused. He's so confused. He looks confused and angry. Like he's about to grab that guy's head and break it against a wall.
do it again. Let's get to the idea quickly. Let's not divert them with the origin of man and the job of man
Yeah, don't give them any of the context around this. Just feed them the answer.
and the size of it. Let's get to the idea of language as soon as you can.
How did the first men first communicate their thoughts?
By grunting.
Tony? Pictures.
No, it was probably body language.
Dan, you had your hand up.
I wonder how many people giggle and snicker when he says erectus. Probably less back then, but not an insignificantly small number.
Okay, grunts, sounds.
Hey,
Very
I
good.
said that! He stole my suggestion! Dumb past person. They're shooting this and then a time portal opens like, hey, you stole my suggestion! I was watching you just now. Also, don't eat bats. Make it a law that you can't go to China and eat bats. I'm not going to explain that one. That's for you guys. Make it a law you can't go to China and eat bats. And then the time traveler vanished.
What else?
Technological innovation will shake many traditional educational practices.
Okay, very
Even the ancient Socratic technique of the lecture may be altered. The U.S.
That's true. That happened. But that was gonna happen.
Education Commission.
Audiovisual devices of various kinds will enter to some extent into higher education and provide a resource for the student to learn what he needs to know. The lecture system, as a basis of passing on information, seems to me highly inefficient. Most universities depend on it today for passing on information. Now,
yeah, but it's still widely used.
I think the lecture system has its place, and that there are interpretations which a great personality can give, and flavor of meaning that's awfully important for a student to have.
Yeah.
I'd advocate bottling in film some of the great professors we have and using them in the 21st century.
If the instructor loses
because
his role of giving the basic
none of these fields will advance. None of these fields will advance in 50 years. I guess philosophy wouldn't. The fundamentals of a lot of this probably wouldn't. Like the very, very basic fundamentals. But at that level, like, I don't see why you wouldn't just tell them.
to the student. Then what becomes the role of the instructor in the new university?
Well, we're going to hook his brain up to a computer and have the kids download his brain into theirs.
The instructor's role is primarily one of intelligent conversation about knowledge.
No one's going to talk to them. No one's going to fucking talk to them.
And
Creepy people.
this takes place either on an individual basis or in a seminar or in a place where a group that's small enough so that people are...
In a back alley, in a unmarked van with free candy written on the side. It could be anywhere.
Tossing around ideas related to a subject on which they have some focus and about which they've learned something. And it seems to me that that the instructor provides the stimulation for that conversation. He provides the element of perspective in it. He tries to guide it in some direction.
With the salary that they're paid, like, I don't know, what do you expect them to do?
He calls forth by asking really sticky questions.
Really sticky questions.
What Socrates called forth when he was going about the same business more than 2,000 years ago.
Well, remember that Horace formulated these two possible aims.
Can a machine ever replace a man like this?
Look at this guy.
Great
This guy
teacher.
looks like
At the
a
University of
schnauzer.
Michigan, the brilliant philosophy professor, Abraham Kaplan, transmits not merely facts and theories, but attitudes of mind and styles of thinking.
Holy shit, he looks like, this guy looks like my art history professor. Yeah, he looks like my art history professor. He looks like, almost dead on. Though my art history professor was an anarchist, and he didn't have the glasses. But, he definitely, yeah.
Art either instructs or entertains.
Whoa, wait.
Either.
What is he saying? Did I...
And theories, but attitudes of mind and styles of thinking.
Art either.
He even sounds like him. Dude, he even sounds like him. This wasn't him, though. His name wasn't Abraham Chaplin. Like, it was a totally different guy, but he sounds like him. And he looks like him. It's like a clone. It's like he went back in time or he went forward in time. He was a cool guy. He was just kind of hard to pin down. But he was a cool guy.
Instructs or entertains. If it entertains, then it is condemned by the moralist.
Yes, this is exactly the kind of thing that he would talk about too. This is exactly the kind of like political economy shit.
It instructs. It's condemned by the audience for which it is intended, finds itself bored by it. Not so, say, the new classicists. We really can please best by way of the moral content.
I think my professor at this point probably would have gone more into whether or not the no, he would have gone into like the art being a reflection of the society and the politics in that society, and probably I think he would have been screaming at someone by now. Like, by now, someone would have tried to throw a punch at him. But he was ready for that, because the dude had a taser on him the whole time. And he would get people, like, really pissed off, and they'd be like, you can't say that! They'd run up, try and swing at him, and just, like, tase them right in the fucking throat. He was pretty badass that way.
Corneille, great French dramatist.
I guess he's not a carbon copy now that we're up close, because my art professor had like a full, not a full beard, but it was like stubble. You know, he had a less kempt appearance, but I think it goes with like the militia he was in or something. I don't know.
Explicitly states that
I'm just saying the dude was violent. Like, he was a violent guy. If you pissed him off, physically violent.
Precisely in order to please the greatest number of people, we must give.
But that is exactly what he would do with his he talks like him. It's kind of you know what? I sort of have to find a picture of him and show you. But I don't want to dox him, because I think he lives off the grid a little bit, and he is like really into like let's say politics by other shit. Like, that's just kind of his deal. I don't really want to piss him off, but I don't know. I think these two, he talks a lot like him. I want to say my professor could probably beat his ass, but I don't know. You can't really tell by someone's, physical frame. They could know some shit.
In order to please the greatest number of people, we must give our art a moral purpose. Most men are moral.
Okay, now he's different. Now he's drifting away from what my professor would say. Because my professor would hear that and go like, what is moral? And then he'd start shouting at him, like, just random shit. And then, like, threaten to steal his car. Yeah.
That is the natural condition of man.
He did threaten to steal my car on numerous occasions, too. But that's what made his classroom fun.
Morality is unnatural, monstrous, a perversion, a distortion. Something has grown twisted, pathological. So the point is, it would be a poor work of art. And why would it be poor if it were immoral?
Yeah, see, if this was my art professor, like, this guy would be dead by now. Like, his brain would have just rotted. Those people over there, I think his eyes are bugging out. I think he is ascending. Like, you can tell because the guy in the back there, his eyes are bugging out. And that's usually what happens when someone gets enough knowledge to ascend. Their eyes start bugging out like that. But I don't know if this dude's, like, getting into that kind of shit. But yeah, the guy up front, with his head down, he'd be dead. The guy next to him would definitely be ready to try and shiv the teacher. What the fuck am I talking about? My memories are all messed up. I don't know. I think I'm right though. We look at the audience. 1950s Weasel is in the background. No, none of these people look like me. They're all full of hope, and they seem to be functioning well. My anxiety would not allow me to look like that at all, ever.
It would be a poor work of art. And why would it be poor if it were immoral?
Yeah, my art teacher would just start shouting, well, what is art? What do you consider art? Is this art? And then just take his face off. In one quick motion, too. He's like a praying mantis, that guy was.
Because in order to convey that immorality, it would have to distort nature. So much then.
What is nature? And then he just like starts harvesting his organs.
For the moralistic aim and content of neoclassic aesthetics.
She looks like she didn't understand a fucking word.
Do you have any questions?
She didn't understand a word of what was just said.
Hopefully the...
like, I'm going to tell my pastor about you.
Class of 01 will have its great teachers to stimulate with passion and imagination.
He's bored as fuck.
But technology is revolutionizing education. For the needs of the 21st century make such a revolution necessary.
She looks like she gets it. I bet if I look her up, she did some stuff later in life.
There are dangers in machine-made education, conformity and orthodoxy among others.
Wait, whoa, whoa, whoa. Hey, that guy.
There are dangers in machine-made education.
Oh, yeah. No, all right. I think we know what kind of classroom this
conformity and
that ain't tobacco smoke. I guarantee you that ain't tobacco smoke.
Orthodoxy among others. But there are great benefits in an...
Okay, you know what? I take it back. That dude in the glasses with the beard, between the fat guy and Chekhov, that guy could be me.
Education properly aided by technology.
Yeah, they're zooming in on him too. Yeah, that could be me. He has more hair than me. And he doesn't look like an abject failure, but he could be me.
As numbers of students would demand teaching efficiency.
And then across from him is the Daredevil. Is Daredevil with a,
never before needed.
You know what I'm talking about.
But the ultimate benefit will come from the ability of the machine to increase the rate of learning. For the class of 01,
oh
this will
God,
mean
look at that
teachers
guy.
who teach less
Wait a
to permit
minute.
learning. For the class,
that guy looks like a time traveler. That guy looks like a time traveler. Holy shit. You could see that guy walking down the street and not bat an eye. Hey Weasel, been a while. How you been? Oh, dreading getting up in the morning, feeling like, everything I do is pointless. Other than that, I'm doing great. But this guy, oh my God. Change the glasses a little bit, maybe? Maybe. But he looks like he's from the future. If I went back in time and I guarantee he would be kind of surprised. Like, if I went back in time and pointed at him, like, most people in the future look like this guy. Most of us look like this guy. Everyone would look at him and go like, what part? It's like, the hair, the beard, the glasses, probably. Not what he's wearing, but just the face and head. Most of us look like that. Most of us that can afford it. Also, you have to stop oil now or the environment will collapse, and most of us live in caves. Okay, bye. And then they'd be like, all that other stuff he said didn't make any sense, but let's copy his hairstyle.
01. This will mean teachers who teach less to permit learners to learn more. Every era has produced its great teachers. The 21st century, too, will demand its share of men who pour out their hearts and their minds to students who are willing to learn.
and men who are willing to put up with parents shouting at them for daring to read their child a book written by a person of color. Thanks, Florida. Anyway, that's the 21st century. That's what the 21st century was supposed to be like. And my voice is destroyed. But I have enough to, what about this, the futurists? I feel like we watched this. Let me watch a little bit of it.
Your film is now ready to be shown.
Good.
Control, 20% probability.
Yeah. Wait, did we see this in the last video? And wait, did we see this? Did I watch this already? I don't want to stream it if I've already watched it. I'm just scrolling through it right now. It looks like it's mostly just people talking.
Numerical probability of each, from 0 to 100%.
I think we did watch this before.
20-sided dice are then rolled to simulate these probabilities.
Yeah, we've seen this. We've seen this. I'm really we saw this. Let's see. Autos and all that traffic. Say War Games pre-D&D and Warhammer. Did we see this? Let's see. Cars.
The beauty, speed, and efficiency of the modern automobile exemplify the energy of 20th century America. Its energy and its problem.
And all that leaded gasoline. God, and you're dead. And you're just fucking dead. Person inside there is just gone. Their head, they've been decapitated by the force of that impact. Let's watch it again. Yeah, no, you're dead. You're just gone. The engine is now where your guts used to be. That's, you're just fucked.
Are we sacrificing safety for speed? Are we building cities for people or for automobiles?
You're building cities for automobiles, and you're not sacrificing anything because the automobile manufacturers are going to get their money somehow.
Will the 21st century bring a new era of human freedom and mobility, or simply a world filled with autos and all that traffic?
No, it'll be cars and all that traffic. Like, that's just the future. You fucked us all. The future car allows the driver to act like a stupid monkey behind the wheel with zero consequences. I'm just skipping through that.
The 21st century is brought to you by Union Carbide.
We're gonna poison you.
The Discovery Company.
The Discovery Company. What do they do? Union Carbide sounds like something that unleashes the forces of hell. And makes drill bits. It'd be like if the UAC did teleportation and also manufactured plastic. Real talk, public transportation here in America is shit. Yeah, no, it is garbage. It is hot trash. Autos and all that traffic. I like this transition, though. This cameraman, like, the cameraman or the director, they had other things they wanted to do. This was an excuse. I don't know. If anything, this looks like less traffic than what I'm used to in Atlanta.
There are more automobiles.
Tell you what, though, this makes me want to drive. Like, watching this, like, there's something uniquely... There's something uniquely American about our love of automobiles. I mean, it's like an abusive relationship because the automobiles literally shave decades off our lifespan. But, would you ever do a live feeding the troll again? Sorry for the yeah, I would. I absolutely would. I've just, you know, say it with me. I've been fucking busy. This is, I'm slowly drawing up plans to be less, but, you know, it happens. But there's something uniquely American about wanting to drive. And watching this makes me want to, it makes me want to go, and it makes me want to get in my car and put on some, like, light kind of chill music and just drive the Beltline.
In the United States than in
Like,
all
that's
other
just what it
countries
makes
of
me
the
want to
world
do.
combined. The cars we drive have changed the life and face of our nation. The pervasive influence of the automobile can sometimes seem overwhelming.
I mean, granted, the Beltline is not, like, a good place to drive around, like, slowly. But I just installed the auto turret on my car, so I should be able to, like, destroy anybody who tries to cut me off now. Of course, they're going to be armed, too. So it's a trade-off. No, Mindy, I shouldn't be taking the time I need. I need to have less... I need to have less fucking shit. Union Carbide, didn't one of their factories spew out a toxic crap and kill a town? I don't know. Union Carbide disaster. Yeah, the bipole disaster. On the night December of 1984, where Union Carbide India Limited, pesticide plant in Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh, India, is considered the world's worst industrial disaster? I'm reading something off screen here. Yo, shit, wait, I've heard about this. Yeah, I've heard about this. One of their factories, they were like making pesticide. And one of their factories had a massive spill that like drained all the pesticide into the drinking water. And they were like they killed a bunch of people and caused a whole bunch of like birth defects. Yeah, no, I remember that. Yeah, leakage and its effect. The liquid housed 3 underground. Oh my god, they were underground. We're malfunctioning. Okay, so the gas leak. Pascal's reached. Okay, so the gas leak came out. It was a refrigerant. 30 tons of MIC escaped the tank into the atmosphere. Okay, then you triggered the plant's alarm system, but it was too late. Acute effects. It created a poison gas cloud. It was denser than air, so it slunk around. Yeah, no, Jesus. No, it was a disaster. You're fucking right. It was absolutely a disaster. I know Canadians who are into their cars. I can't count the number of times I've barely been keeping at 75 to see someone blaze past me. Multiple times, but bipole is the big one. Mindy, LOL, my name is pronounced Milady. Oh, Melody? Milady? I thought it said, I thought it said Mindy. My eyes are like... But yeah, no, you're right. The fucking bipole disaster. I forgot about, but yeah. Union Carbide. I'm pretty sure this kind of truck is actually still on the road. This does make me want to drive. Well, this doesn't. This makes me want to pop tires. And cars back then were flat, slow, hard to maneuver. Just beasts. And they got like 8 miles to the gallon or 8 miles to the half gallon.
We unleashed the power of a 3,000-pound machine capable of carrying us almost anywhere at speeds beyond a mile a minute.
They were a lot heavier. Like cars back then were a lot heavier, but they had like big fucking heavy metal frames. Yeah, these people killed so many goddamn people and barely anyone. I do remember that. Like, wasn't there like no fucking jail sentences? Long-term effects. Data showed the health effects were not available. Yeah, the Indian Council of Research was forbidden from publishing the health data until 1994. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Yeah, fuck those people. That was horrible. Let's see, and disabled countless more. Yeah. Union Carbide.
Electric cars like this sleek experimental racer could come to the rescue of city dwellers surrounded by the deafening roar and choking exhaust of internal combustion engines.
I mean, until Big Oil like comes around and makes it, you know, like does Big Oil came around in like the 90s and put a bunch of propaganda to nip this in the bud. I do like how it's called the lead wedge.
Powered motor runs with a gentle hum, and its exhaust doesn't pollute the air.
It doesn't have exhaust. I mean, it's got a fuckload of lead inside of it. I like this. Can you imagine, though, having to drive this? Like, you can't see anywhere. I guarantee you that's just a fiberglass frame on top of an electric dune buggy.
Hum, and its exhaust doesn't pollute the air.
Yes, a car like this in every home. The stunt ramp car.
Detroit is working to reduce the pollution level of...
Oh, that's awful. What the hell is this? I don't want this many dials in my car.
Internal combustion engines, but by the 21st century, the electric car could make a comeback.
Yeah. Yeah, not the 2010, not the 2000s or the 2010s, but well, yeah, actually, yeah, that fucking is that they got that right. Shit.
This station wagon, built by Golton Industries and American Motors, demonstrates what modern battery technology can do.
Push a car?
When you pump the brakes, the batteries get a brief boost.
Yeah, I think we have these in modern vehicles now.
If the electric car comes back, it will probably be used for the short trips that make up most automobile travel.
Yeah, kind of.
Errands, shopping, and neighborhood visits. Instead of a weekly trip to the gas station, all you do is charge the batteries overnight when you get home by plugging them into a conventional electric...
Look at that thin-ass cable. Look at that.
Instead of a weekly trip to the gas station...
Oh, that's a fire hazard. No, that cable needs to be much thicker. I will not accept this.
By plugging them into a conventional electrical outlet.
Yep, that's safe.
Cost per month, $15. Problems of noise and air pollution are reviving another antique automotive idea, the steam car.
No. Just straight up no. We did not adopt the fucking steam car.
This hand-built roadster, owned by Thermal Kinetics Corporation, can cruise at 70...
Hot takes. Main GTA Online is running out of vehicle designs. Speaking of cars, what are your thoughts on electric cars? I think I miss hydrogen cars.
miles per hour.
Yeah, that's safe. That's safe. Highly compressed, like, hot steam just shunting out of your fucking car. That's safe.
Kerosene, with its low pollution exhaust, is used to fire the boiler. Water provides the steam drive in this prototype, but future steamers will use exotic liquids like Freon for faster...
Oh, yeah, no, that'll solve pollution. Pumping Freon into the atmosphere. Oh, yeah. We'll solve it then. I guess they'll give us cancer somehow in the 60s. Jesus. Holy shit. Freon. boiling Freon, no less.
Faster, more reliable performance. Despite quiet operation and low pollution, steam and electricity face stiff
Yeah, don't put a funnel there.
competition from long-standing commitments to internal combustion power.
Look at that fucking thing. Jesus Christ, look at that. Can you imagine, like, that high pressure steam, you crash into something? Just get all your skin immediately broiled off your flesh.
With its proven reliability. But one thing is certain. Cleaner, more efficient automobile engines must come if the cities of the 21st century...
What about water-powered cars? I think that this is a steam-powered car.
...are to be livable.
Nah, we just kept pumping them out. We just have gas-powered everything everywhere. Yeah, this will replace my head.
Driving a car in today's traffic can be a matter of life or death. In 1968, more than 55,000 Americans lost their lives in automobile accidents.
Yeah, and we took one of those victims and we let him rot. And now we have this. We'll just put this over it.
This dummy at the General Motors Proving Ground outside Detroit.
That's not fair. Don't call him a dummy.
Through a collision that would mean certain death for a human being.
Yeah.
Recent investigations have brought a new urgency to highway safety research. Automobile...
It's just a fucking train right there.
Manufacturers, government agencies, and universities simulate thousands of deaths a year with dummies like these, so that
these would not have made good Terminators.
Human lives can be saved on America's highways.
Zip the skin on. And dead. Just dead. Dead. Oh, God. No. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. Oh. If they're not dead, they're gonna wish they were.
Photographic, ready?
Slow motion cameras record what happens during a collision so that engineers can discover new ways to protect passengers.
The impact speed is 35 miles an hour. Start the tow.
He looks like he's 18. Towing the car. Dead.
The slow motion film shows how a new side panel protects the driver during the impact. The dummy at right was not wearing a seatbelt.
If that was a person, their face would be on the windshield. I mean, like, not on her skull. It would be sticking to the windshield.
This windshield was shattered by a dummy's head.
God. Oh. Oh, fuck.
Today, safety belts and shoulder harnesses help prevent this. But new restraint systems are being developed for tomorrow's cars.
That's brutal.
At the Eaton Yale
That is
Town
just
Research
brutal.
Center near Detroit, an ingenious method for protecting people during serious accidents is being tested. When the test car smashes into this barrier, inflated pillows will burst out from the dashboard and steering column
Airbags.
to cushion the forward motion of the dummies behind the wheel.
Airbags. Yeah, airbags. Oh, yeah, airbags. I mean, they're still probably
Here's the
hurt.
impact in slow motion.
Yep.
The pillows are released in 1/25th of a second.
She's got some neck
Without them, this crash might have been fatal
fuckery
to a
going,
human
but
driver. Research is still in progress, but initial results indicate that the inflated pillows could save lives in collisions up to 60 miles
airbags.
per hour. A 21st century solution to the urgent 20th century problem of mounting traffic.
I don't think this is a 21st century solution. I think this is a 1980s
This is what happens when you try to stop a car at 70 miles per hour on a slick surface.
Ah. Ow.
Ford has developed a computer-controlled braking system that prevents deadly skids.
Anti-lock
Instead
brakes.
of locking, the brakes are automatically pumped
Okay.
to bring the car to a safe stop.
Yeah, anti-lock brakes.
This yellow wedge will move in short jerks, showing the pumping action when the brakes are applied.
This is actually kind of neat. Now we see it. Yeah, there it goes.
At 60 miles per hour, a normal highway can become a deadly obstacle course, and other cars are not the only danger. Many
Sometimes there's Koopas.
highway accidents involve collisions.
Can't airbags also be dangerous? If you're not in your seatbelt, yes.
The roadside structures like signs. This is a new kind of highway sign. Its legs are hinged at the top, and its base slides loose when struck hard enough.
I think this is modern. Like, I
The
think they
sign
use
absorbs
this.
the impact by giving way rather than acting as an immovable barrier. Damage to the car is light, and the driver only...
That's light? No, that car is totaled. The driver might be alive, but that car is fucked. That is not light damage.
feels a slight jolt.
And he did not feel a slight jolt. He noticed that.
Empty barrels can cushion the impact of a head-on collision.
Yeah, we do use this, but the barrels
Placed
are
in
full
front
of
a
water.
concrete pillar, the barrels absorb the impact of a crash by collapsing like an accordion. Experimental installations of this simple system already have saved lives.
Yeah.
Other cars are another obstacle that drivers must contend with. Ford is experimenting with an electronic system that automatically maintains a safe distance between cars.
We don't have this. I think if we installed these in cars, people would call it
When you
anti-freedom
reach a speed
and
that
pee
you want to
themselves.
maintain, you push a button on the steering wheel.
We do
Another
have
button
this. We
actuates the
do
automatic
have,
spacing system.
like...
The speed you set will be
We
maintained
do have cruise
until an
control, but we
invisible
don't
light
have
beam
this.
projected from the front
Yeah,
of the
we
car
don't have this.
senses a slower car ahead. The brakes automatically are pumped until a safe distance is established.
Yeah, we don't have this. This would be
If
cool.
the car in front accelerates, the system automatically accelerates your car, maintaining a safe interval.
But I
until
think
it
this was
returns
like
to
an
the speed that
insurance
you originally
thing
set.
or something.
All you do is steer.
Where I could imagine an insurance company seeing this and having a field day with it.
Until automatic spacing becomes standard equipment, traffic safety still will be up to human drivers.
Well, it's important the Cybertruck doesn't have any crumple zones. That way it can slice pedestrians in half. Fucking peds.
To evaluate drivers and help improve driving skills, Fletcher Platt, a Ford engineer, developed a car with a computer in its trunk that rates your driving ability and your emotional response to traffic conditions.
My emotional response to traffic conditions? I would put a rock in that thing. I would
took
get
a
out and
test drive
stomp
at
on it
Ford's
until it
Romeo
died
test track.
screaming.
A large truck led the way and a souped-up Mustang waited behind.
Hey, it's Kit!
The car's gold-plated steering wheel electronically senses physiological information, like heart...
Can you, yeah, no, I can imagine every car in America will have a gold-plated steering wheel to measure your response to stress. That's brilliant! Oh, yeah. It's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I needed a used car to cost more than a mansion.
Rate and emotional stress.
Then we'll demonstrate your heart rate.
Oh, that is an unfortunate hairline. Not his.
Heart rate and emotional stress.
But that right there. The guy to the right, his comb over getting blown around like
Then we'll
yeah.
demonstrate your heart rate, and if you'll notice, as your hands are on the wheel, the heart begins to signal here. But as your hands are on that wheel, as long as they're separated by these two lines, we will get your heart rate and be recorded on the
Last thing I need is my car to dress my stress on the road.
Yeah. Sensor, which is called galvanic skin response, that is similar to the device used in the light, one of the sensors in the lie detector. Just to do a little experiment and show you how it works.
I don't need this.
I would like you to think of a number between 1 and 4, and every time I ask you a question, say, no, that's not the number.
I say no even when it's the
Even
right
when
number.
it's the right one, all right? Is the number 1 you're thinking of?
No, it's not.
Is the number 2 you're thinking of?
So the car will have a lie detector test built in? I don't understand the utility of this technology.
No.
Is the number 3?
No.
Uh-oh, the computer says you're lying. Time to go in the forever box.
Your signal?
That's pretty good.
Is your number?
I'm not going to fib to you today.
All right, well...
But what does that have to do with the driving ability?
Well, if you think of it as your own experience in driving, there's certain situations that may create an emotional response to you. You may get mad at another driver.
Hello, you appear to be tense. I was driving at 75 just to keep up with traffic and had someone shoot into my lane and zoom past me. What do you expect? I'm going... And then the car, like, injects you with an antipsychotic.
Or you may be distracted by something and all of a sudden startled by a car in front of you. And this creates an emotional response, and depending on your experience and how you feel that day will depend on how long it takes you to recover. And we think this has a direct bearing on the probability of your possibly being involved in another near miss or possibly an accident.
This guy sounds drunk. Why does he sound so drunk?
Well, should we get on with our test?
It was the 60s. He might be
Turn on the
drunk.
equipment here and follow this truck, and I'll turn the counters on, and the tape is started, and we're under...
That's not a comb over. That's just how his hair is. Like, his hair looks like someone who just had brain surgery.
Turn the counters on, and the tape is started, and we're
turn the counter on, and he's gonna drive here.
Behind the truck here.
Now the car is gonna determine whether or not you're getting wrecked there.
Once in a while.
We'll figure it out.
And I'll keep track of what's going on the equipment, and occasionally tell you what is happening.
He really does sound drunk, yeah. Move out of the way, Dave. Michael, these slow people don't get out of the way. There's got to be a point where he should just shave it off. Exactly! He should just shave it off.
Oh, look at that. He's demonstrating what will happen on a highway situation. And I find that your heart rate has gone up about 12 points since we started the drive.
So you failed the test, and now we're gonna have to put you into the sack with the spider, and one of you is gonna make it out, and the other one's gonna get eaten. And if you hadn't stressed out so much when that guy was honking his horn, it wouldn't have happened.
Mustang must have made you feel like you wanted to get in with him or something.
This might possibly be.
Now, if you'll just pull over here, and I'll explain a few things. Put the end of file here, and end the data.
The end of file
here. As soon as the green light
here.
comes on, that means the tape recorder has gotten to the proper place.
Tape recorder's gotten to the proper place. Now we're gonna go to happy hour at the local.
You had 45 speed changes. Even though you were going very constant speed, that would have it shows that it's very constant.
Yeah, Nelson, you predicted it.
That would maybe have twice that, or up to 90, because they adjusted speed more often than you did. The fine steering is 98. You made 98 reversals of that steering wheel during that trip.
This is what my insurance company does with that thing on my windshield. Only it doesn't get my biometrics. I have a feeling they would like my biometrics. They'd probably like go, "Oh yeah, we want to track your heart rate and all this shit. We want to track your eye movement and have a camera in there watching you at all times."
We divide it by the running time, which is approximately 4 minutes. Your average is about 25 reversals per minute. Now, according to our test before with many other drivers, some 300 drivers that I've tested with this equipment, we find that 20 to 25 is very, very low.
He looks like an old baby.
Driver.
Not him, the other guy. That's so annoying. Wipe that shit off the lens. Is this a survivable fall? I don't know. If you hit the road, probably not.
Highways do more than move people. They can dictate where we live and change the size and shape of our cities.
Quaint. What city is that supposed to be?
As much as half the land area in some cities is devoted to the care and convenience of the automobile.
Look at the size of this block. Any fucking America town. America City, USA. That's the thing about these old buildings. They never get torn down because it's too much of a hassle.
City streets become a crowded arena where cars and people compete for space.
Whoa, that was fucking close for that lens. I just think most of these people are dead now.
Highway design should be more than a matter of technological convenience. But what can be done to bring concern?
He's an old, fat, drunk man baby who recently put a device in his brain to give him Rick Smith Sanchez.
Citizens into the process of designing better highways.
Oh, is this going to be one of those highways where they assume that all the cars are controlled by like a auto tower?
Needs to go a little ahead. How's that?
And thanks to our lobbying, we'll make sure that the automobiles will always take priority over the pedestrians. Damn
Students at Yale
straight.
University have built a camera that shows what it will be like to drive along a proposed highway before it is actually built. The camera can be used to check the aesthetics and efficiency of the highway design before land is cleared and millions of dollars spent for construction. An automobile steering wheel and accelerator control the camera as it moves along a scale model of the proposed roadway, giving
Yeah, NASA had something similar.
a driver's eye view.
This is actually kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie. This whole setup is kind of cool.
Drive it down.
The pictures appear on a television monitor.
What we want to do is to just move up.
It looks like you're driving through cyberspace.
And, then we can see what it looks like as it goes off up the ramp there. Okay. Now slow down. Let's go about 20 miles an hour here.
With equipment like this, traffic engineers, city planners, and most importantly, interested private citizens can combine their talents today so that there will be fewer dangerous, ugly, and outdated highways in the 21st century.
I'm not sure how you're supposed to get aesthetics from this image, though. This looks like what a spider sees.
Ramps come over the top. That's 80 foot high altogether there.
This television camera is watching a stretch of Houston's Gulf Freeway so that traffic engineers can learn more about traffic flow and discover ways to control it.
Well,
From this
random
central control
barriers. This looks fun. I like this room. This is like the room the architect lived
6
in.
miles of moving cars can be observed and analyzed.
Now look at that dipshit speeding. There's some guy walking along the highway, throwing up.
Buried in the highway count the number of vehicles that pass a particular point.
Actually, this looks like an old Doctor Who set.
And compute their speed.
That looks fine. What's the speed in the outside lane now? It looks like 42 miles per hour.
This information is used to evaluate entrances and exits and to establish the spacing of stoplights on surface streets that feed the freeway. In the future, electronics will not only study how traffic moves, it will help move it.
Yeah, that's true. That actually
Along
happened.
the Gulf Freeway, the U.S. Bureau of Public Roads is experimenting with an electronic system designed to help drivers merge into heavy traffic safely.
Oh God, these stupid things are fucking everywhere. Ah, all right. These things are totally goddamn random. There is no smart architecture about these at all. They go off for 2 seconds and they're on for 2 seconds and they're off for 2 seconds. It's just to stagger that flow. There's no fucking electronic brain behind this shit.
A stoplight connected to a computer controls traffic entering the freeway. Buried detectors in the roadway tell the computer when cars are waiting to merge and when an open space in the traffic will pass by the entrance ramp. When it is safe to merge, the light changes automatically.
Well, it's not safe anymore because you took 8 hours to get into that
Once
lane.
your car has safely entered the traffic flow, you face another highway problem, passing. In the future, computers and buried detectors may help here too.
Just use your turn
the Bureau
signal.
of Public Roads is experimenting with such a system.
Use your turn
the lights
signal.
on this box change from red to green when it is safe to pass.
How does the box
detectors in
know?
the highway tell a roadside computer the traffic situation, and the computer controls the lights in the car.
And then some little kid hacks the computer and everyone dies.
A red light means another car is coming in the opposite lane.
It's the driver for Bond.
Now it is safe to pass.
I hate this. I hate this. All this, their proposed
By the
solutions
21st
all
century,
be...
computers and buried detectors may combine to create electronic street maps for every city in the country.
So
there is an experimental installation.
Yes and no. They do to an extent regulate traffic that way, but most of it's still just random.
Of such a system in Washington, D.C. It is called ERGS, for Electronic Route Guidance System. Major locations in a city are given a letter code. For example, if you want to get to a local hospital in a hurry, you set its code into a small computer, then drive as usual.
Ah, so GPS, but not.
These buried detectors receive a signal from your car that tells its destination. They then transmit appropriate routing instructions.
Really?
A red arrow is projected on the windshield and written directions are flashed on this dashboard display.
I can't see shit.
Roadside computers control the whole process.
Okay, so in theory, this is actually a really cool system. In practice, it's probably grossly impractical. Like, logistically. Then third right. Yeah, we have Google Maps now, but I'll tell you what, for back then... Okay, now I see the arrow. Now I saw the arrow. But for back then, this is pretty cool. This is actually pretty cool.
By the 21st century, a nationwide ERGS network could make printed road maps obsolete.
ERGS!
If computers finally realize the old science fiction dream, the automated highway, human drivers will be the next to go.
No, human drivers are not going to be the next to go. Currently, our driverless cars can't stop for kids. Or they'll stop and then they'll just speed up suddenly. And then they'll drive over the kid again.
Cars can be beautiful machines. The cliche is true. There is a love affair between man and the automobile.
Yeah, it's propagandized, yeah. That does look cool. That actually looks pretty bad. Oh, shit. That actually looks pretty nice. Like, I like that. I like that. This thing could be... The inside is all probably shit. But this exterior? I like that. That's a nice car. If like the inside of it was gutted completely and replaced with modern hardware, that's a nice chassis. That is like a car you see in Cyberpunk 2077. Like that is a 1980s Japanese auto design in the 1960s. That is very cool. Very cool. I like that car.
More automobiles are born each day than babies. Where the cars of tomorrow create cities that are a smooth flowing network of high-speed transportation.
What the fuck is that? What is that shit?
Or just
Hey, chill out. We're gonna take my box down to Taco Bell.
big parking lot.
That looks like there are toilets. Are they sitting
Not
on
only
toilets?
a question for the 21st century. It's a question for today.
Okay, no car's gonna look like that. I'd be fucking embarrassed if I had a car that looked like that. Yeah, we still kind of have traffic police. Kind of. Yeah, that's why Elon and his stake in EVs prefers to make AI-driven death traps. Get inside the wheeled infinity. Get inside the wheeled infinity cube. How is anybody supposed to get out of this shit? Look at all this metal. And that was the 21st century. And it's getting late, so I'm probably gonna turn off here. This was fun. I'm a little bit upset that I wasn't able to stream Helldivers. I'll try and figure out a way around that. I don't see how it's... There's got to be a way to do it. There's got to be a way to... I don't know. Maybe I got to pass OBS through the GPU or something. I don't know. Anyway, good fun time. Take care. Night. You know, you take good night, and I will stream again Saturday. I'm working on getting back into a schedule. So Saturday night we'll stream. I don't know what, but we will. So